Quote, Liz Cheney could be in a lot of trouble, unquote. That threatening 3 a.m. Truth Social post from President-elect Donald Trump after House Republicans released a new report recommending that the former Republican Congresswoman from Wyoming, Cheney, should be investigated by the FBI and prosecuted for her role on the January 6th committee, specifically because Cheney let former Trump aide Cassidy Hutchinson testify. Cheney says the report, quote, fabricates lies and defamatory allegations in an attempt to cover up what Donald Trump did on January 6th. CNN's Lauren Fox is on Capitol Hill. Lauren, Trump promised on the campaign trail to prosecute his political opponents, and it appears he has Republicans ready to help him do just that.
Yeah, and it wasn't that long ago that he said on Meet the Press that he believed that some of these members of the January 6th committee could be jailed, Jake. And I think that what you're seeing here in this report is really a roadmap to go after some of those political enemies like Liz Cheney. Now, I would note that Cheney is responding, as well as Benny Thompson, who was the Democratic committee chairman of the Select Committee on January 6th. He said, quote, his so-called report, referring to Barry Loudermilk's report, is filled with baseless allegations rather than facts. That's because there's no escaping the reality that Donald Trump bears the responsibility for the deadly January 6th attack, no matter how much Mr. Loudermilk would love to rewrite history for his political purposes. Now, this could have a chilling effect on lawmakers who, in the course of their normal business and their job, have an obligation to do these kinds of investigations, to invite witnesses in, to have them testify. It's also something that I'm hearing from other Democrats who are saying that, you know, Liz Cheney acted as a patriot. I was talking to Madeline Dean just shortly ago, where she was basically arguing that she served with Liz Cheney. She saw her time and time again act in a way that she put country before party. But obviously, Jake, there are a lot of lawmakers who are concerned about what this could mean for them doing their jobs moving forward.
And Lauren, we just got some brand new reporting from our Caitlin Collins on Trump's thoughts on this spending bill that is on Capitol Hill right now, that seems to be quite imperiled.
Yeah, Caitlin Collins, our colleague, reporting that throughout the day, Donald Trump has been calling this spending bill that was unveiled last night. It includes more than just spending, a bad bill. And that obviously could have a major effect on the vote count among Republicans, especially in the House of Representatives. We saw a tweet earlier from Elon Musk encouraging members to vote against this bill. We still don't have a time for when they would actually vote on the floor. But right now, Republican leadership is scrambling to try to come up with a plan B. Is there a way perhaps to pare back this legislation so it is more just a straight spending bill that gets them to mid-March, as well as disaster aid? Is that a possibility? But on the other end of that negotiation is the reality that Democrats are going to be needed in large part to make up the vote count here. So they have to make sure that if they are going to do something to try to plus up the vote count on the Republican side, they don't lose it on the Democratic side. Jake?
All right, Lauren Fox on the Hill for us. Thanks so much. The panel's back. And let's go back to the Loudermilk subcommittee investigation of Liz Cheney. We got a statement from CNN political commentator Alyssa Farah Griffin, who was Trump's White House communications director and is named in the report. Loudermilk's report claims she acted as an intermediary between Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson. And Griffin said in her statement, quote, this report is full of inaccuracies and innuendo. The report wrongly states, and without any evidence, that I acted as an intermediary between Cassidy Hutchinson and Liz Cheney for a month. That is not true. You served with Barry Loudermilk.
And Liz Cheney.
And Liz Cheney.
And Matt Gaetz.
And do you see this as a legitimate report, this Loudermilk
No,
report?
I haven't read the report, but a couple things. Article 1, Section 6 of the U.S. Constitution protects members of Congress from criminal and civil cases. She was doing her job. This was Liz Cheney. This was a select committee. It was approved by the House. They had lots of witnesses. I mean, it's part of the routine. I mean, if you can't really, I mean, this would be unconstitutional probably to go against her. The second thing is, and I'm not a lawyer, but if this did go so that she has to be a defendant, think of the people that she could call that refused to testify before the select committee. Kevin McCarthy. What about that line? The president allegedly called you and said, I guess they care more about the election than you do, Kevin, on January 6th. all of that, this is a can of worms that I don't think really anybody wants to see.
And speaking of can of worms, I want you to take a listen, Brad, to what Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, has to say about this report.
This is just the beginning, Benny. If you think this is good, wait till Donald Trump gets in there. Wait till Kash Patel gets in there.
It's not like a surprise that Donald Trump is seeking retribution and that Lara Trump is promising more. But do you think that that's a good use of their time?
I think this is a major trap for President-elect Trump. You know, he has two objectives, I think, and personally. Like, he does want to settle some scores, but he also wants to capitalize on the momentum. He just had a tremendous victory, won the popular vote. He had a much bigger electoral college vote than we thought. He ushered in Republican gains up and down the ballot. This is a moment for him to begin acting on a lot of the policy promises he made toward the future and increasingly solidify that electoral coalition, which really is a realignment. I don't think he can do that by seeking revenge on people who he thinks wronged him in the past and who did wrong him in the past. I think it'd be a trap for him to fall into to do this.
So Ashley, Cheney says that no reputable lawyer, legislator, or judge would take this seriously, but that's just reputable ones. I mean, and I don't know, by the way, that this Congress seems much more deferential to Donald Trump than previous ones.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think that should be the concern of the everyday Americans, but also that's where it presents an opportunity for the Democrats. This is sort of, the beginning of Trump's retribution campaign, no doubt. It's going after the media, going after reporters, going after Liz Cheney, all the truth tellers. We spent a lot of time in the lead up to the election talking about the Democratic Party, Joe Biden's age, Kamala Harris's laugh, black male voters, when really the issue that we I think didn't spend enough time on is the deprivation of the Republican Party, how they've sort of sank to this new low. They used to be the party of law and order, the Constitution. They were the biggest patriots. You couldn't out-patriot a Republican. Remember when they gave Barack Obama hell for not wearing a U.S. lapel pin? And now all of a sudden, they're going to look the other way while Donald Trump pardons people who attacked the Capitol building. I mean, I don't know any more egregious act against American democracy. And the other fact that we don't talk about now is democracy was on the ballot in November, and it was the biggest loser. But the question for me is whether or not Democrats are going to be able to take full advantage of this opportunity and hold Donald Trump accountable for what he said he was going to do, which is improve people's economic state, reestablish our positioning in the world, and really, make good on that populism agenda.
You keep coming on the show and talking about these Democrats. So who
who am I talking about?
I recall,
it's like, who do you
I recall there being Democrats. I'm not really
I don't know
sure
where they are right now, though. It's like
seem-
we're licking our wounds, but we
on
got to
these
get to it.
issues. I don't see them out there the way that you're calling for them to be. Thanks, one and all. Really appreciate it.